Hat, no hat, hat, no, frack, I hate this hat. Good evening, world, and thanks for coming to check out Haunting Season. Spooks and specters are not the only thing that we do here. In fact, the word paranormal stretches to all kinds of interesting things, so don't be surprised if the answer isn't always a ghost. So today's story is one I've written as a piece of fiction, but it is based on facts and locations in real life. And although this story is fiction, there are reports of events like this every year all over the world. Here's part one. I was home alone. The little girl already off to school. Wife hit the road an hour ago for some big shoot in the city. She's a camera operator. And today she had a gig working on some ad agency's video, top secret. Couldn't even tell her husband. I work from home, I'm an editor. Between the two of us, we figured we'd use our skills to make feature films, movies. But one unexpected pregnancy later, here we are, stuck doing corporate video. Don't get me wrong, Alice is the best thing that has ever happened to us. She's perfect. She's a perfect daughter. She's fun, creative, beautiful. So anyway, I have this bad habit of smoking when the family is gone, and the second they were out the door, I was out back having a morning cigarette and coffee. Neither of them knows, really. I hide it well under layers of clothes and mouthwash and constant cleaning. Anyway, so the way my yard is laid out is pretty standard for the suburbs of Philly. You go out the double glass doors and onto a soapstone patio that I laid myself with the help of my brother. And then there's hedges like about waist high on two sides and a garden on the other. And then the glass doors. And then we have the standard patio furniture, the 4 chairs, the table, the umbrella. Out to the right is a tree that I planted the day we moved in. Who could believe it's been 5 years? It's really coming into its own. And then over to the left, we have a swing set. Again, that I put in myself. It's still in good condition, a little aged over the years. And then we've got a brown fence that runs around the yard, and the rest is grass. Nice, fluffy grass. When we moved in, it was all dirt. No tree, no patio, just a big flat pat of brown, dry dirt. I literally put everything in its place with my bare hands. The tree, the patio, the hedges, everything, all planned out by me. I know this yard like the face of my wife. I never liked the back of the hand analogy. They told us when we moved in that the previous owner had wanted to put in a pool, but that they ran out of money, and that the man had gone insane and lost his job due to unpredictable behavior. I'm guessing he was violent. So the bank seized the house and we got it for cheap. It was nice. We kind of needed that break. This particular morning, I noticed something weird. Something off. So I took my scalding hot coffee and I placed it on the patio table, taking a long, hard hit from my cigarette. If you're not gonna smoke full time, you have to hit them hard when you can. And as I'm holding my breath, it hits me. The swing set. It's off, it's not squared off to the fence. It's been there for 3 years, and when I installed it, I spent hours measuring the holes, the post dug into the earth, founded in cement. I had done a good job. I felt like a real man. Taking another long, hard hit of my mood stick and leaving it between my lips, I grab on a post and I shake it. Steady as a rock. Huh. Maybe all the years of swinging has slowly moved it day by day in the world's slowest collision course for my house. Huh. I finished my final drag as I walk back to my coffee, and holding the smoke in my lungs, I flick the butt of my cancer stick over the fence into the street where no one will find it. And I start to get lightheaded, and I exhale into my coffee cup, creating a faint little tornado of smoke. Time for work. 13 hours later, my family is gathered around the table eating a midnight snack. When my wife has a long shoot day, we typically skip dinner and we all eat together what we call a midnight snack, usually around 10:30 or 11. Tonight, we feast on avocado, cheese, homemade bread made by me, lettuce, tomato, all cut into perfect little bite-sized pieces so you can make your own tiny little sandwiches. It's a family favorite. Towards the end of dinner, I started thinking about the yard again. The swing set's out of order.
What happened?
No, I'm sorry, I'm very tired for some reason. No, it's fine, honey. You can still swing on the swing set.
Yay! What's wrong with the swing set, Alan?
It's just, it's not square.
Not that again.
No, I'm serious.
It's been 3 years. It's in concrete. It's fine.
Not satisfied, I took her out to see. There, look,
It looks square to me.
she said and ventured back inside. No. No way. So I go to the garage to get my tape measure, and I'm not obsessing. I just need to know. So I go around the outside so as not to disturb the family, and I creep into the side of my garage, and I grab my tape measure, and I book it back to the swings. Huh. That's strange, but it doesn't look like the swing set is off anymore. But I saw it. It had to have moved a whole foot just while I was inside. So I measure it, and it's square. How? I take a sit in the grass with my back up against the fence, and my eyes are finally adjusting to the dark. Whew, I want a cigarette. Bad, but I can't. And suddenly there's this strange movement in the grass, like a discoloration. It moves from the swing set to the middle of the yard. Squiggly lines, that's the best I can explain it. 5 squiggly lines weaving through the grass, almost like synchronized snakes. So they move across the yard and then over to my tree, where they stop, right about a foot in front of my tree. And there's a slight burning smell. And I'm staring at them. What the heck is that? It's not like anything I've ever seen before. And then the tree's gone. And before I can even react, it's back. But it's not just back, it's moved an entire foot towards me to exactly the spot where the squiggly lines were. What? I jump to my feet and I run over to the tree, and I'm standing there and I just cautiously touch it. And I'm like, wow, yeah, it's there all right. Exactly where it was. Well, I mean, minus the foot. So I touch around the base of the tree, dry, solid, as if it's been slowly growing there for 5 years. And my wife comes out to call me in.
Alan, coffee's on. Oh, shit. Now what is it?
It moved.
You're not about to lose it, are you? I'm not in the mood to deal with a crazy person.
And as she's speaking to me, yelling to me across the yard, our eyes both begin to lower and focus on the movement in the grass. Do you see that?
What is it?
I don't know, but it's it's moving stuff.
Shut up. What is it really?
I can tell she's confused, maybe even scared, as we both watch these squiggles move to the middle of the yard, and I'm drawn to it. I don't know why, but I want to see it up close. I want to touch it. Study it.
Alan, don't.
It's fine. The tree passed through it. It came back intact.
What if it's radiation or something?
Radiation? No, I don't think so. It's I don't know what it is. And so I'm moving closer and closer to it, hypnotized by its strangeness. And the closer I get to it, the more it seems like a physical imprint in the ground. And the 5 squiggly lines are always moving, but they're also starting to take shape, and they look more and more like I'm right next to them now, bent over. Yes, that's exactly what they are. And I stand up and I shout to my wife, "They look like footprints!" And just then I feel a cold breath on my face. And in the flash of a second, I see it for what it truly is. And it quickly wraps its arms around me, and I'm gone.
Alan!
My wife runs to the center of the yard, and just as she gets there, I'm back. I appear right before her, about a foot from where I was taken, completely naked, completely shaved, not a hair on my head, not even eyebrows, eyelashes, no arm hair, no leg hair, nothing. And 3 tiny scab marks on each of my forearms. Unable to stop, she slams into me, tackling me like a football player to the ground, and I crumble into the grass like a sack of potatoes. And my wife scrambles up onto her hands and knees, climbing over to my broken body and stares at me up and down, mouth gaping in shock, unable to speak. And as I lie on my back, naked to the world, belly up to the sky in my own backyard, staring at my wife, I try to speak. But I only managed to say one thing before passing into the darkness of a deep, healing sleep. I've been smoking. Well, that's the end of part 1 of this bizarre tale that I'm working on. Come back next week to hear chapter 2. Also, for those of you who don't know, I need a new hat, so please help me, subscribers. You're my only hope. The person who finds me the perfect hat and posts it to Facebook gets a reward! And I'm not kidding, this is important. Help me find my new trademark hat. P.S. My head is huge. Good luck. Oh, and don't forget about my gaming channel.